Hey guys, this is Dr. Sangeeta. Welcome back to another lecture of Dental Pathshala. In today's video, we are going to talk about the working length determination, the methods of determining the working length and what the working length is. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon. That way you get a notification as soon as I release a video lecture. Now talking about the today's topic, which is the working length. Basically, working length is the whole length in which we are going to work, right? So working length is that part of length in which we are going to do the root canal treatment. So it is the distance from some point in the crown, okay? So this is the distance in some part of the crown and up to the wherein we are going to obturate the canal, which is usually 0.5 to 1 millimeter of the radiographic apex. So this is the whole entire length. So it is the distance from some coronal reference point. It can be incisal and it can be occlusal. So incisal reference point, incisal edges we take for anterior teeth, and posterior teeth we basically take the occlusal surfaces. So this is the distance from some coronal reference point. Now till now we already have studied the files, right? So suppose if this is a file, then in the file we have stopper here, right? So we are going to put this rubber stop at some point and then we are going to measure the whole length. So this is the value of the stopper also. So this stopper should be kept at some point from where we can start taking the measurement. So this is basically the distance from the coronal reference point until where to the apex, till where we are going to obturate the canal. So how do we select this point? First of all, this point should be stable, because if we are calling the patient for 4 appointments, for 3 appointments, any appointment we want this point to be, we want this length to be of specific length. We don't want that in the excess opening we have measured at 21 millimeter and in the next appointment and for BMP it is 20 millimeters. So that is a wrong thing. So this reference point should be stable. Every appointment this should not change. So this is the highest point which is on the incisal or the occlusal surfaces, and this is the reason while we are doing root canal treatment, so before itself we relieve the tooth. The occlusal reduction is the first thing which we do. So we relieve the teeth occlusally and then we start doing the preparation. So stability, it is important that this reference point is stable, that reference point is not changing during or between any appointments of doing the root canal treatment. So the technique, coming to the technique, how do we measure this working length? So working length is basically the length, and there are methods to measure. Radiographic method, that means we are using X-ray, and non-radiographic method wherein we are using other sources. For example, non-radiographic method can be electronic method, it can be tactile sensation. We'll talk about it. So today's video we are going to talk about the radiographic method, tactile sensation and the paper point method. So next part we are going to cover the apex locator. We are not going to cover apex locator in today's video. So coming to the first method is the Grossman method. Now radiographic method, we usually take a radiograph before starting the root canal. We insert the file and also we take the radiograph. Basically we are taking radiograph and we are assessing the working length. So according to the Grossman method, the actual working length is equal to the radiographic length of the tooth. So radiographic length of the tooth is the length which we are taking before starting the excess opening. So this is the radiographic length of the tooth, that means how much the tooth is measured divided by radiographic length of the instrument. After the instrument is placed, we are taking the radiograph into the actual length of the instrument. actual length of the file basically. So this is the Grossman method. And according to Ingle, actually Ingle told that we cannot take as it is the working length, because as we all know, the radiographic apex is not the exactly anatomical apex, first thing. And second thing is, he has come up with a method, he has come up with a criteria wherein how we should take this working length. So basically Ingle method is very good method, and first thing we do is in Ingle method is we take a pre-operative radiograph. So the first thing is the pre-op radiograph, and after that we measure the canal, and there is an endodontic millimeter ruler. So this is basically a scale, this is a scale for only for measuring the working lengths. So this endomillimeter ruler is basically a scale used to measure the working length of files. So there is a slot in that and markings are there. So we place the file and then we check how much it is. So basically accurate coronal access to all the canals, the first thing it should be done. There should be a straight line access, and then we take a radiograph, we take a pre-operative radiograph before doing the access opening. And then we take, after we insert the file, we take one more radiograph. So the X-ray is taken using the paralleling technique, and this technique we are going to cover in the radio. So first of all, a pre-operative radiograph is taken, and then 1 millimeter of safety allowance is subtracted. So this is safety allowance is minus 1 millimeter, right? Minus 1 millimeter. And then we place the instrument into the canal and we take a radiograph again. Now we measure the difference between the end of the instrument and end of the root canal. Suppose if this is our apex of the root. Okay. So this is a pre-operative radiograph and we insert a file. Now, whichever length the file is coming, we check it, we measure it, and then we tentatively we get an idea that okay, this is 2 millimeter short of the apex. Then I place this file more into the apex and take again the radiograph. So we actually measure the difference and add the difference into it. And also 1 millimeter of safety factor is subtracted. So this safety factor is subtracted because to conform with the apical terminus of the root canal. At the apical constriction we should end our obturation, right? So therefore a safety factor of 1 more millimeter is subtracted. And this comes the final working length. So this is according to the Ingle, the final working length. This is how we should calculate the working length according to Ingle. And Wayne told that based on the resorption. Suppose if resorption is present, then what should we do? This is given by Wayne's. So Wayne told that if there is no resorption of the bone, no resorption of the root. So in case of no resorption, we only reduce 1 millimeter from the apex, and you know this is the reason. Why is this? Why is this that we reduce 1 millimeter? Because we want to obturate it till the minor constriction, because the anatomic root and the actual radiographic root are two different things, and we want to obturate not beyond the apical foramen but up to our cemento-dentinal junction, or we can say up to the minor constriction. And if there is any bone resorption is present, suppose if there is bone resorption present, then we are going to reduce it 1.5 millimeter minus 1.5 millimeter from the apex. And in case wherein bone resorption is present as well as the root resorption is also present, in that case we reduce to 2 millimeters. So this is from the apex. So this is according to Wayne's. So the next one are our endometric probe, or we can say our endodontic explorer. So the endodontic explorer are basically more like a probe only, but they are angulated. So these are the probe. We place this probe into the canal. So these are the endodontic explorer we use to find the path of the canal. So these explorers can be DG16. So DG16 come in the 16 millimeter of length, and there are two angles for DG16. One is the 45-degree angle and one is the 70-degree angle. So this one will be somewhere 45-degree angle. So like that we have some probes or explorer we can say. Also we have JW17. JW17 is also similar to DG16, but this is more this is actually, because it's thinner, it's stiff, the tip is stiff, it's tight, it's rigid, JW17, so it is used for calcified canal. This is an explorer which we use for calcified canal. And also if we want to check any remaining pulp is left, or if any pulp horn is left, then we check with the 17 number explorers. So we use these explorer and then we take the radiograph. Also we use radiovisiography, which are our radiographs, so which is basically RVG. So we take x-rays from the RVG, which is easier compared to the conventional. Now apex locator electronic method is the apex locator, which we are going to cover in the next video. Coming to the tactile sensation. So basically this tactile sensation is an apical periodontal sensitivity. So what we are doing is this: if we are placing the instrument into the canal and if the patient is jumping off pain, so the point wherein the patient feels pain, we feel that this is our apex of the root. So beyond this if we go, then patient won't jump. That means if the patient will jump, that means this is the apex. When the patient feels pain, that means we have reached the apex. So this is the apical periodontal sensitivity. So also, because this is very unreliable method, see, tactile sensation is if the patient is having abscess, then he'll jump before also. So this is not a good method and it cannot be used alone, or it can be used along with the radiograph of course. But the pain threshold of patient differ from one to another. So this method should not be used, and if there are any remnants of vital tissue present, then also patient will start from pain. Even though you have not reached apex, but the patient will jump from the pain. So the another method is that paper point method. We basically are placing paper point and then taking the radiograph and check the length of the root. So this is the method of using working length. Electronic method we are going to cover in the next part. And that's it for today's lesson. I hope that you enjoyed it and I hope that you have learned something. Don't forget to connect with me and I'll see you soon for another lecture.